Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. I think this is an important announcement, and I'm grateful for your time. And I'll dive right in. I talk a lot about sexy streets and big city energy, about one city with different realities in different neighborhoods, and about creating a brighter future for all of us. Today, we're going to give you a glimpse at how we're planning to get there and how you can help keep us accountable. This week, we launched the City of San Diego's strategic plan. This plan will help our residents, our city employees, and members of the press better understand the strategies and the actions that guide our work toward improving quality of life in all of our communities. This new strategic plan is more than words on a page. It is intended to be a dynamic, evolving resource that will enhance transparency and measure progress towards our city's ambitious goals. Our strategic plan reflects my top priorities as mayor. Specifically, those are creating homes for all San Diegans, protecting and enriching every neighborhood, improving mobility and infrastructure, and being a champion for sustainability and climate action, and finally, fostering prosperity throughout our region. I want every San Diegan to know how their lives will change for the better if we achieve these goals. This plan tells you the concrete steps that we will take to get there. And importantly, instead of wonky government jargon, this plan is filled with language that I believe is easy to understand and metrics that are easy to track. The city has been consistently improving the way that we collect and analyze data, thanks to our incredible performance analytics department. And we're using that information to drive smarter decisions. The strategic plan website provides more context to make data and information both accessible and relevant to our employees and to our city's residents. It's a valuable tool that will empower the people of this city to monitor our progress on our efforts to do things such as produce more homes that residents can't afford, repair the roads that San Diegans use the most, follow through on our bold climate strategies, and a lot more. So before I hand it over to our Chief Innovation Officer, Kirby Brady, I really want to thank Kirby and her entire team in our Performance and Analytics Department for creating, updating, and evaluating performance of the new strategic plan. The Performance Analytics Department, fondly referred to as PANDA, is constantly challenging the status quo around City Hall and asking the all-important questions of why and why not in their quest to improve our services to the public. I sincerely appreciate their efforts to better connect our vision and policies to the day-to-day operations of the city. It's not always an easy task, but they certainly make it look easy because they're just that good. With that said, they have an incredible leader in our city's first ever Chief Innovation Officer, and I, with pleasure, hand it over to Kirby Brady to fill you in on more details of the strat plan. Kirby?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for that introduction. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I just have a few moments today to share with you this website. So as opposed to going through all the content here, what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through the type of information you're going to find here, really orient you towards what we've done with this site. So this is the homepage of the website. As you can see here, at the top, we've got those 5 priority areas that you heard from the mayor on just a few moments ago. As you scroll down on this homepage, what you're going to see is a little bit of information about kind of the website, the plan, how you understand the plan, et cetera, our operating principles. And so when we talk about our operating principles, what we mean are the values that we strive to embody as a workforce of 11,000 people every day. So customer service, empowerment and engagement, equity and inclusion, trust and transparency. As we scroll down a little bit more, you see our commitment to equity, and you've heard the mayor reference equity many times. Equity is front and center for everything that we do here at the city. We wanted to take it a step further and actually define what we mean when we say equity and what we mean when we say we are striving towards equitable outcomes. You'll find that information here as well. And as you continue scrolling, what you see are, again, those priority areas of focus. Some more information on this page just about the plan itself and some helpful links towards the bottom of the page, including the PDF of the plan if you'd like to read it, both in English and Spanish. And for those of you that were familiar with this website, the previous version of the website, performance.sandiego.gov, if you're still looking for those key performance indicators by department, that dashboard lives here as well. So I'm going to jump over into one of the priority areas for advanced mobility and infrastructure. And what I'd like to show you here is how we've set up these pages. Each of these priority areas functions very similarly. So if you can understand one of them, you'll understand the flow for all of them. Again, as the mayor mentioned, we were very intentional about creating a website and a resource that's accessible to everybody. We want people to clearly understand what we mean when we talk about success. What does success look like? What are the outcomes that we're striving for? And so you can see here, we've oriented the page. The first thing you see for this priority area for mobility and infrastructure are those outcomes. And you can see here, for instance, with the first one, San Diegans and all communities of all ages and abilities can efficiently get from point A to point B with mobility options that are safe, affordable, and sustainable. Again, we define success for you before we move on to giving you more information. As you continue to scroll down, this is really kind of the heart of the priority area here. You can see that the mobility and infrastructure section is broken into these 5 sub areas of infrastructure, safety, equity, accessibility, performance, and mobility. So for instance, on this infrastructure page, our goal here is to really give you a little bit more context about the issue area. So you see a really brief narrative here. The idea is that we're kind of holistically giving you that vision. We've defined the success for you. And now on this page, what you also find are the specific strategies and tactics that are currently underway to help us achieve success. So after you've gotten a little bit of orientation about the issue here and some context, you can actually see some of the most important high-level strategies of the work that's happening at the city today to achieve that success. And so we know that we're not able to enumerate everything that's happening at the city in such a small web page. So what we've also done is very intentionally linked to additional resources, including the supporting plans for this work. So now you have an idea of the strategies that are underway. And if you choose to get more information, we've linked here all of those relevant plans for you as well. We really wanted to make data kind of the center of this website, making sure that it's data driven, but making sure that it's easily understood and very accessible to anybody here. As the mayor mentioned, this is an effort to really be transparent about our progress, giving you the ways to measure our progress as we continue to work towards all of these outcomes. So on this particular page, what you see here is a data visualization. This interactive chart speaking to the miles of street repaired across the city of San Diego, broken down by the type of road as well as the current condition of the road. And again, the idea here is that for each of these separate pages, whether it's safety, whether it's equity, what you'll find is that you have some sort of data visualization there, either something to give you additional context, kind of orient you to existing conditions, or provide you with that metric kind of speaking to our progress overall. And so the only thing I would add to this is, again, I think the mayor highlighted the fact that this is a living, breathing, dynamic resource, and this will continue to grow. This website will grow and evolve as we make progress. And so you can expect to see over time additional strategies added here, additional plans added here, and additional data sets. As we begin to collect and capture additional data, we want to make sure that we're providing that back to you in a way that really speaks to the progress that we're making. So this is really a very brief overview of the website. Again, with these priority areas, they each function very similarly, but know that it is our intention to keep this website up to date and make sure that we're providing you with all of the information and all of the data to track that progress long term. So with that, I will turn it back over to the mayor for closing remarks, and thank you all for your time this morning.
Kirby, thank you for walking us through that website. I hope folks who are joining us this morning will take a moment, check it out, help us to promote it. Again, we want the public to be aware of the strategic plan, of the objectives that we've laid out and the metrics we're using to determine success and progress. Again, extreme appreciation to the performance analytics team under your leadership, Kirby. We appreciate the chance to be able to be transparent with the public and be held accountable by the public and show progress on those key areas that align with my administration's policies and priorities. I think the council's priorities and policies as well as what I hear from the public. And you'll notice a lot of alignment between the State of the City address that was given 2 weeks ago, highlighting these key areas. This is a follow-up in many ways to that and explaining, okay, we care about public safety. Here's how we're working on that. Infrastructure is a priority. Here are the metrics to follow through on that. Housing is at a crisis level. We must do more. Here's how we intend to get there, and here's our progress on it. So thank you for letting us share this with the public. I appreciate your help in spreading that word around. And I think I'll lean on Chida for help in fielding any questions that folks may have.
Thank you, Mayor Gloria. I am going to look in the chat, see if we have any questions popping up here. Okay, so Eric Swanson says, you said there was an interactive portion. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure, and thank you for the question, Eric. So on the website, what you'll see again, sort of in each of those pages, we've built in data visualizations. Some of them are interactive maps. So the idea is that we were giving you the ability to explore some of those resources that we put forward. So look forward to you being able to kind of go through the website and experience that, but you will see lots of charts that are interactive. You're able to click into them, get more information with some of the maps that are in there as well. So again, just a lot of interactive data visualizations for the users to explore.
I believe others can raise their hand virtually. I'm happy to unmute and take questions or put them in the chat if you're more comfortable doing that.
I don't see any more questions at the moment. I'll wait a few more seconds and see if anything else pops in.
Very good. And anyone who has stuff that pops up later obviously can reach out to our communications team. Chida would be happy to get you more comment from myself, from Kirby, any additional information that's needed. I would say while we're pausing here, Kirby, hats off to you. I know this has been a lengthy effort with a lot of thought brought into it, a lot of stakeholder input and outreach. In addition to doing all the other things that you do in our city, managing everyone's favorite app, Get It Done, to helping folks with our budget development process. The Panda department's plate is quite full, but understand, I share all this to say the importance of this particular plan. That despite all those many demands of the time of the folks in Panda, we've dedicated a significant amount of time and resources to make sure that we have a plan so that the goals of this city are clear to everyone and that the metrics and accountability are there as well.
Sir, it looks like there's no more questions at the time, but as you indicated, if people have additional questions, they're able to reach out to us directly. So thank you.
Sounds good to me. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Kirby, thank you for the great work as always. Please give my appreciation to your entire team and look forward to helping to pass out the word about this website and hope that folks will make good use of it. I think it's helpful for them to understand where we're trying to go, what we're trying to achieve, and importantly, how we're doing and making that progress. So thank you again, everybody, for being here. And again, let us know if you have additional comments, questions. We'll be happy to get back to you.